Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James, where I do what I want, when I want, and today I want to get into some astrology. More specifically, my in-depth rising sign series, and today we're gonna get into the very relationship-driven, harmonious-driven sign of Libra. So with Libra rising, well, before we get into Libra rising, let me tell you why I'm doing this series to begin with. So for me, as a predictive astrologer, I feel that our rising sign is the most important aspect of our charts because it makes up and builds the birth chart. Whatever your rising sign is will determine where your sun sits and the type of sun sign you are. And so whenever I am at a party or at a club or, just out and I'm meeting new friends, I'm never like, oh my God, what's your sun sign or what's your moon sign? I want to know firsthand what is your rising sign, because your rising sign will then tell me what type of Leo sun you are, what type of Libra moon you are, because we are all the signs, but we are them in different ways. And so yeah, and your birth chart also will tell me when I know your rising sign. It tells me your home life growing up. It tells me your mom. It tells me the relationships you attract, the business partnerships that you conduct, and who you will be in your career and what type of career you'll have. And so we get all that information from the rising sign. And so if that sounds good to you, let's see what these things are when you are a Libra rising. So with a Libra rising, with Venus being in your first house in the sign of Libra, this is going to mean that you are driven by relationships. Yourself, it is hard for you to see yourself without other people in it. It is hard to see yourself without you partnering up or you in relationship with other people. This is ruled by Venus, and this is in the octave of Venus wanting to relate with others and friends and businesses and one-to-one partnerships. And that's why a Libra rising, I beg to make the wager that a Libra rising gives a Leo sun a run for their money, because outwardly in their appearance, they are aesthetically beautiful. They will be very beautiful, and they, will have not a hair out of place, or they'll just have a very beautiful appearance, right? And this goes neck and neck with Leo, but with Leo being a very self-centered sign, like this is about me, I'm wearing this for me, and I don't care who likes it, and people still like it. With Libra, it's the opposite. It's I am aesthetically pleasing because I want friends. I am aesthetically beautiful because this is what other people are gonna like, and this is how I'm gonna step into rooms and woo other people and make people get on my side. And this is, that is what Libra is always thinking about. Libra is like, I want to be beautiful not for my own sake, but for the world's sake. And I just wanna go out and be pleasant and harmonious for others and make others feel great and make others, you see how I'm saying? It's like, it's always others. I want to do this for others. And Libra rising can venture into the territory of people pleasing. It's very, 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 very easy. It is. It just the way it is, because a Libra rising does not want to rock the boat or stand up for themselves, because to stand up for themselves means to create friction. And with Venus in your first house of you cannot create friction. You will dissolve friction, but you'll never cause friction. That is what a Libra rising is. And a Libra rising is also susceptible to passive aggression, because a Libra will never bring the problem to the table, but they will say everything is okay on the surface, but on the inside be upset about it. And their actions they will try their best out in the open world to not create problems or create friction, even if they feel slighted. And that will create passive aggression, because it's gonna come out some kind of way. And in their minds, they're gonna be thinking, oh, I'm doing everything right to keep it the peace. And then people are like, no, but you're saying one thing but doing another. You're being passive aggressive. And that is what a Libra struggles with. It struggles with, and we'll get more into this when we get into the 7th house, because I'll tell you why that dynamic happens. But yeah, let's go into the 2nd house before I get into that. Now, with the 2nd house being in the sign of Scorpio, this is gonna mean that this person builds their money through through secret sources, you know, like this person probably is very secretive about the values that they hold true to themselves, or they have very deep values, and these deep values that are secretive are probably very emotional or transformative, will make them money, you know, like they really do see into the depths of things. Them being a Libra rising, they can see, you know, one of the great gifts of a Libra rising is that they are very fair, you know, and to be fair, you have to see into the root of problems, right? You have to be able to, see both sides clearly and be able to digest things on a root level, right? Like at the microscopic level, you have to be like, okay, I see this side, I'm standing in this person's shoes, and I'm standing in this person's shoes, and this is the truth. This person feels this way, this person feels that way, but this is the truth. And that takes a scorpionic way. And Scorpio sees into the root and to the depths of something, and that's what Libra does. That's how Libra makes their money. They can see what other people want, and they mold and fit themselves to be that, whether that be in business or in their career or in the values that they hold true. That is what they value. They value that, and that ultimately makes them money. Now and they could also be very secretive about how much money they have or how much money they don't have. They are very secretive. So if you were to ever ask a Libra, hey, how much are you making, or for them, they'd be like, I'd rather not say, just know that I'm okay. Like that is, again, going back into the Libra rising, because for a Libra rising, you see, it's like a Libra rising really wants to try its best to be a blank canvas that everyone can get along with, right? And so say you made a lot of money and you were like, oh, I make $1 million a week. That to some people could be like, ugh, you're just so money driven, ill, right? Whereas some people are like, I don't care, I make this much. I don't care. A Leo will be like, I make $1 million a week, and whoever's mad is mad, right? But with a Libra rising, they'd be like, oh, just know that I'm good. You see how that, like, there's a different tone to that, so that everyone in the room, whoever they're talking to, could get behind that and go, oh, okay, cool. Like it's not leaning one way or another. That's Libra rising. They're very secretive with their money, and the values that they hold true will be in the way of, how do I make this situation the most harmonious at a deep level. Now, with the third house being in the sign of Sagittarius, this is going to mean that this person probably really values freedom and values truth. They value honesty. They value telling people the truth. This could be they value telling people the truth, and they also value philosophy. Their mind is really caught up in getting to know others and knowing people outside of what they grew up in, and like, you know, what they are used to. They are very adventurous. They want to really talk about philosophy and truth as a big thing for them. They could, in their mind, sometimes be a little aloof or a little preachy, or want to be a little preachy, but this is just the way it is. You know, with Sagittarius going into the sign of Gemini, or the house of Gemini, this is going to mean that their mind is really caught up on spreading the truth and talking about philosophy and talking about higher knowledges and higher meanings of life and things and situations. And so, yeah. Now, with Capricorn in the fourth house, this is going to mean that this person probably had a very traditional childhood. This person probably grew up in a home that was probably really stable, or in a home where, you know, this could also, it could also mean they had a really hard childhood as well, because with Saturn there, it just means that although things were probably very traditional, right? Like things weren't too crazy or too bad, they probably grew up in a really nice home, or they grew up in a home that required a lot from them, as far as like they had to work, and like it was very traditional. And yeah, like Saturn's there. Their mom was probably very with Saturn there, this could mean, again, like they probably had a very successful mother, or a mother that was very like emotionally not present, but was still present in the sense of like I can provide monetary stuff for you. I'm building this home for you. I am putting food on the table. I'm cooking and cleaning. But like the emotional aspect probably wasn't there, because with Saturn's not a very emotional sign. It's a more practical sign where it does things to show you that they love you, but they show you rather than tell you, if that makes sense. They're not very emotional. Now, with 5th house in Aquarius, this is going to mean that this person really, really likes to have fun in the area of bringing something to the table that helps other people out. Like if they could do a hobby that is helping humanity at large out in some shape or form, or helping the public out in some shape or form, they love that. They love to also get involved with people who are, again, that don't look like them. They love to date people that don't look like them and do things that like are a little off the cuff or weird or strange, because they themselves, like they look. The one thing that a Libra rising loves is a good problem that takes time to solve. And this could get them in trouble in dating, in career, in love and friendship, because they will pick the wrong friends and try to make it right. That is what a Libra rising gets off on, because Libra is meant to fix problems. It is the judicial sign. It is a symbol of what? The scales. And so I'm telling you, when I get to the 7th house, I'm a rock y'all world, because this is where it shows that. But with Aquarius in the 5th house, this person probably really loves to date partners who are a little aloof, who are not really worried about them, who are away doing their own thing, because Uranus is in the sign. When Uranus is in any house, it is going to show rebellion. It's going to show people who don't do things by the traditional standards. And so this person likes people like that, and there's a reason why. Wait till we get to the 6th house. Now, with the 6th house in Pisces. So this person probably really loves on their day-to-day to be very creative. Again, this goes back to the story of their 1st house of how others see them, right? So how others see this person is probably a very beautiful, creative person, and Libra is very creative. Libra loves makeup, Libra loves clothes, Libra loves aesthetics, Libra loves, Libra rising, by the way. Libra loves interior design, Libra loves all things beauty, right? And to be beautiful, you have to have a creative bone in your body. You have to know how to do the blush a right way. You have to know if pastels go with creams. You have to know if this bow tie should go here. You see what I'm saying? And so with Pisces being in their sign in their house of their day-to-day routines and their schedules and of their schedules and their to-do list, they're going to be very creative, very beautiful. They're going to be people who, whatever they do, they're going to be beautiful in it. And that just goes back and relates to their 1st house of Libra rising, because they show up beautifully in whatever they do, and they are creative in that realm. They find spirituality and find fantasy and showing up and doing, whether they're going to the gym, to the mall, to the mailbox, to walk their dog, they are going to pick out the best shirt to do that. They're like, what would it look like if I just put on this type of shirt to go walk my golden retriever and we go sit in the sun. Everything is an aesthetic for them. It's very aesthetically driven, and to be aesthetically driven, you have to have some type of Piscean creative thing going on, and this just so happens to be in their house of their day to day. So you see how the birth chart reads like a book? Like every house relates back to the other, and you can really see that. Now, with 7th house, now this is my favorite. This dichotomy for some reason is one of my favorites. The Libra rising and Aries descendant dichotomy is really like for me it is the most stark opposite attract situation on the planet. Like if you can't get it, you just can't get it, because think about it. Venus is in the 1st house. Mars is in the 7th house, right? So Venus and Mars, it's like love and war. And that is what Libra is here to do, to balance love and war. And seventh house being the house of relationship and the house of love and marriage and all the things that Libra wants and craves. It just so happens that this is in a very conflicting house for them. Isn't that funny that a Libra rising who craves relationships, who wants nothing more than their Prince Charming and nothing more than to have a million friends around them and nothing more than to, relate with people, are starved from that. They are starved from that. Do you know why? Because they fall into the territory in their seventh house with Aries ruling their seventh house. They fall into either they do it without them knowing, either a Libra rising does this without knowing, or people do this without them wanting them to. People compete with a Libra rising. People challenge the Libra rising. People want to fight with the Libra rising. The more a Libra rising wants to relate, the more people are like, I don't want to relate. I don't want you as a friend. And that to a Libra rising, they're just like, wait, do I need to become sweeter? Wait, do I need to go to the gym a little more? Wait, did I say something wrong? Wait, okay, tomorrow I gotta be sweeter. You see? But listen to me when I say this. The energy that we come down to the planet with is not the energy we are supposed to leave the planet with, okay? And with Libra rising attracting all of these fiery, Aries, independent, warlike figures and friendships and people and partnerships and love partnerships that shake them to their core and want to fight them and slap the sweetness out of them is intentional. It is intentional, okay? The Libra rising has so much love in them that they can be, too much of anything is a bad thing, okay? And if a person is always thinking about someone else, who are they? If a person is always doing things for other people, where's there room for that person to do something for themselves? That is the lesson of a Libra rising, is to see that others are doing their own thing. Others are being a little selfish. Others don't give a damn if you like them or not. Libra needs to acquire that. And it is when Libra acquires their shadow self, or that self that they have stuffed down, it is when they will find the perfect partner that, yes, they are independent. Yes, they are solid on their own, but they don't mind being in union with the Libra rising. They don't mind compromising a little bit for the Libra rising and saying, oh, I'll be your protector and I'll do this, because you've acquired enough energy to hold that. I think of, okay, one person in the world that you can see this with, I know this, but it's the best way that you can see it in reality, is Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Think about it. Kanye West being I believe he's a Cancer rising, but that means that he has Aries in the 10th house, which means he's gonna show up in his work in the world as an Aries. He is an Aries. This is why he is always on TV fighting or saying things that rouse up the culture and saying things that, like, he's, in essence, he's a warrior. He's doing all these things that are bad, right? That's Aries. Aries breaks shit. Aries says what's what. Aries doesn't mind who doesn't like them. Aries will go to war for what they believe in. Now then, look at Kim Kardashian, who is a Libra. Again, this speaks to the archetype of Libra attracts Aries, Mars. Libra Venus attracts Mars, Aries. Now, notice how the two of them balanced each other out. Notice how Kim would tell Kanye, oh, babe, you're doing too much. Like, just be quiet. Like, no. And she would be the one to come on the scene and smooth things over, right? She would smooth out the problem that he created. And in essence, and in turn, what did Kanye do for Kim? Think about it. He would tell her, you a bad bitch. Fuck all these people. You the baddest in the land. Fuck what they thinking. Do you realize that? Do you see that? That happened in our reality. That a Mars figure went to a Libra and was like, look, you could stand on your own. Fuck these people. You ain't gotta be nice. You bad. Let me put you in these clothes and you gonna go out there and stunt. You don't need them. I'm sure there were conversations that Kim would have on the telephone that Kanye would either advise her or would rip the phone away from her and be like, look, you need to stand up for yourself. You need to let these people know what you worth because you bad and you bomb. Forget being nice. Forget being harmonious. Come on. I know y'all can see that. That is the dichotomy. That is what happens. That could have been a whole video right there. You're welcome. Moving on. Now, with 8th house in Taurus, this is going to mean that this person is going to be very good and very adept at getting other people's money and other people's resources. This person is going to be very, very good at making other people want to have sex with them and making other people want to be intimate with them. This is a very transformative house, and this is also a very occult house. This is also the house of other people's resources and intimacy. And with this going into the very grounded, material, real world sign of Taurus, this is gonna blend those two factors together. You know, it's gonna make it so that this person really wants to, it doesn't want to be nebulous with people. It doesn't want to just like be airy and like, oh, let's just talk about sex. No, it's like, let's do it. It's like, oh, I don't want to just be on the phone being intimate. No, let me come over and like, let me look into your eyes. Let me like, it really wants tangible relation. That is what it is. It's tangible bonding, tangible, grounded, me and you, let's talk. Like even this, us on the YouTube, no, that person would rather be in person. Let's talk in person. I want to feel you. I want to hold you. I want to touch you. I want your money too. I want to feel that too, you know? Yeah. So with Gemini in the 9th house, this is going to mean that this person, you know, really again loves to communicate and talk about philosophies and is probably always traveling a lot. They love to travel. When they do travel, they're here, they probably rent cars a lot when they're traveling, and they go all around and they see all the sights and see all the things and do all the things. Their college life was probably very, very cerebral and very like they had to talk a lot and communicate a lot in their career. This could also speak to someone who's probably a lawyer or or trying to become a judge. Like there's no way that you can go to law school and not talk, right? Or show what's on your mind or tell people what's on your, there's just no way. So this speaks to that. It reads that story of like, as a Libra rising, you being a judicial figure or you being someone who is meant to keep the peace, you have to communicate. You have to say what's on your mind. You have to let people know, okay, this is right, this is wrong, and you were probably built that skill in college. You probably learned that skill in college. So yeah, with 10th house in Cancer, this is gonna mean that this person in their career in one shape or another is going to be someone who is meant to support others, who is meant to make others feel welcome in some way. This could mean that this person is a party planner or a something that offers medicine or healing in some type of way, some emotional nurturing or support to others. So this could be like a counselor or an HR person or just someone who keeps the peace and is able to support others when needed. That's a very wide blanket. That could be anything, you know? But what I do know is that at the end of the day, you are meant to help and support people with what you say and what you deliberate at the end of the day. Now with your 11th house in Leo, this is gonna mean that for you, you have a lot of friends who are very they have the spotlight, you know, and you love that. You love to be in the spotlight around them. You don't like friends who are, you know, shy or passive. You have very expressive, bold friends who have the sun on them. You also, in your later life, will have that as well. You, by the gains of your 10th house, will get shine and notoriety and money. You will get, like, from you being creative, from you being in the limelight, or you showing your creativity, your aesthetics off. By you showing yourself off, or your aesthetics or your creations off, you will get shine. You will be blessed monetarily by that. Excuse me. Now with your last house in Virgo. So with your last house in Virgo, it falls into your spiritual house, and this is ruled by Pisces. So for you, again, you are someone who finds spirituality in being very, very, very creative to a T of perfection. You want to attain perfection in your creations, and by you doing that, you feel spiritually aligned. Boom. Now, that was my Libra rising in-depth video. I hope that you gained something from that. I hope that you found out a little bit more about who you are and what your lessons and your journey is here on the planet. You know, when we know better, we can do better. And so I hope I did that for you today. If you need an even more in-depth birth chart reading with your planets and your unique placements, along with these factors that I just conveyed to you, hit my links below, email me, message me on whatever way you can find me, and I would love to read your chart. I would love to send you the messages from the stars and give you a solution with whatever problem you're having. I do career readings, love readings, destiny readings, all the readings. Just let me know, all right? And that was my video. I'll see y'all on the next one, and y'all have a great day, all right? Bye.